This week on This Week at Blernsball.
Do we have any news?
No, there's no news, but there was Nic Cage.
Let's cut the chit chat a-hole. Welcome to This Week in Blernsball. It's the Battle of Paco's Tacos all over again. I am your co-host, Ben Bloom. With me, as always, is co-host, executive producer, and professional dog handler, Jacob Morris.
Yeah, it's always good to be here, even though it's been a very slow week in baseball. Ben and I were just talking about this off the pod, and we don't have very much to talk about this week. So expect this to...
off the pod?
Right?
I'm pretty sure the court order mandates that your only contact with me is over a robot video chat.
Now, remember, just because it's been a slow week in baseball, that means it's probably the longest episode we're ever going to have.
That's the thing, yeah. We like it's like the book Something Out of Nothing. We take a nothing and make a something.
Ooh, deep cut. Great children's book.
Amazing. I was talking with my girlfriend the other day about children's books. I mean, Rainbow Fish, Very Hungry Caterpillar. And then my deep cut one was Herschel and the Hanukkah Goblins.
Oh, man, that was great. Herschel and the Hanukkah Goblins is terrific. And I think that's one of the ones that you only know if you're Jewish.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I don't see them having it at Friday night mosque parties.
No, I can't imagine why, though. It's terrific.
It's a great book. And plus, it teaches you how to trick goblins into not ruining Hanukkah.
Exactly. Like the time that he wouldn't let him get his hand into the pickle jar.
It was the goblin's fault. The goblin was too greedy and tried to grab all the pickles. If you grab one or new, use a fork or put them on a nice plate.
See? We know how to grab pickles. We can trick goblins.
Yeah, and amazingly, like why isn't this required education at, Sunday afternoon Mormon college?
Well, apparently they've figured out tricking goblins.
Or how to access pickles easily.
Well, we'll just have to ask Mitt Romney when he guests on the pod.
That is true. Mitt Romney coming up next week.
But in the world of baseball, because we will get back to children's books and other random nonsense in, 10 minutes.
Something to that effect, yes.
There was a little bit of baseball news made by your very Red Sox.
So we're going to start off the year 2021 because first podcast in the new year. We're going to start it off with the Red Sox doing something good.
Yeah. The Red Sox have hired the first Black woman ever to coach in the majors.
And Bianca Smith, she's got a hell of a resume, tons of experience, both at the collegiate, minor, and major league levels in front offices. She's going to be joining the organization as a minor league coach. And I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled that the team that has the ignominious status of the last team to integrate its roster is now, making positive hiring changes, and not just again, in the words of Greg Popovich, we didn't do this to make history. Like, we did this because she's earned it. Again, that was talking about Becky Hammon. In this case, like, Bianca Smith more than deserves an opportunity to coach with a Major League Baseball organization. I mean, well, she was a college player at Dartmouth, attended MLB scout school. She also was part of the Texas Rangers baseball ops department and an urban youth academy coach. She was part of Major League Baseball as part of the amateur administration. and her most recent job was at Carroll University as an assistant baseball coach. So she's got the bona fides.
Oh, yeah, she's got the chops. She
Oh.
definitely knows what she's doing. And this is a smart baseball hire. We talked about it when Miami hired Kim Ng. It's not because she's a woman that she's been hired. She's been hired, and she happens to be a woman.
We're going with the Kennedy Catholic arguments again.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. She is phenomenally qualified, and they just happen to be breaking this barrier.
And great news on all fronts. And the Red Sox minor league system needs help.
Oh,
yeah.
The Red Sox minor league system is in desperate need of help.
You know who also needs help? The Red Sox major league system.
Well, you help one and the other will follow. That's how it works, right?
Yeah, rising tide sinks all ships. Wait, is that the expression?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, no, that's how capitalism in the 80s works. Holy shit, Kobra Kai.
Cobra Kai. Yes. So good. Oh, Ampersand likes Cobra Kai, and he's trying to jump on me. Welcome to the podcast, Ampersand.
So we did our token talking about baseball. We've gotten that out of the way. Again, Bianca Smith, welcome to the Red Sox. Please make us better. I believe you will. Do we have anything else baseball before we talk into 80s TV shows, Nic Cage, and anything else that comes into our brains?
Well, tangentially baseball, Hank Aaron was one of the first people to receive the COVID-19 vaccine.
Yes, and he now only needs to get it 754 more times to match his own record.
Deep cut. Well, not such a deep cut. That's a well-known number.
Yeah.
Oh, come here, you. Oh, no. You pull the microphone down.
Uh-oh. Things have gone sideways, folks. If you're watching the video portion...
Things literally went sideways.
Yes.
Hello, welcome to the podcast. Podcast mascot, Ampersand, who is there. Oh, boy, that hurt.
He is freaking out. He is freaking the fuck out. You okay there?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm used to that. Who is now on Instagram. He's at Ampersand the puppy.
And you should all follow him because he's a puppy and he's on the internet. And if you don't do that, then you do not deserve the internet.
No, you really don't. Oh boy, that was a close one. We almost completely lost the podcast there.
You almost want like a Lord Blackwell there.
Yeah.
Also, so you have watched Pennyworth?
Bits of it, yes.
Parts of it are like, okay, this is why I sort of got away from comics, because they just went super murder porny. But then other parts are like, oh, they're being British. It's funny. And he looks like a young Michael Caine, except not handsome.
Well, I mean, did young Michael Caine look handsome?
He did.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, dude,
he did.
He could get it.
Yeah.
That's what young people say, right?
Sure, that's what young people say. If you want out, you can go out, Ampersand. I'm not stopping you. And yet he's scratching at the door.
Well, yeah, that's part of being dog.
He's very confused about what he wants.
That's also part of being dog.
That is very part of being dog. Yes, so where were we before he decided to jump on me and try and take my nose?
Hank Aaron got the vaccine. If you are in the right scheduled demographic right now, get the vaccine. Also, government, give more vaccines to people. We want this thing.
Yes.
It's not like a tax audit where we don't want you to give it to us. This is something we want.
Yes, please vaccinate me.
You can audit my taxes if you give me a vaccine right now. Like, go ahead.
There's nothing. I'm not hiding anything in my taxes.
I am, but don't tell anyone else.
Oh, you just told the podcast. Oh boy.
Oh boy. What am I hiding? Like, I think there's like a quarter in my couch cushions. What are you going to do about it?
Come and get your share of it, government. I'll trim it off the quarter. Let me just whittle it down. We have these D batteries, but we need double A's, so I'm whittling them down into double A's. This is...
Oh man, I don't know how many times I've gone through The Simpsons and back again since the pandemic began, but it's at least 4 by this point.
Oh yeah, it's infinitely rewatchable because there's always more jokes.
Oh yeah, and like just random deep cuts that you forget about and then just appear at random.
Yeah. That's how I picked up so much classic literature.
And movie references for that.
Yeah, I didn't get Lord of the Flies when I first watched that episode.
Das Bus.
Das, and the title was a joke of Das Boot.
Zeppelin rules. And the narration at the end. And the kids were saved by, let's just say Mo.
The whole episode was just
so good on so many levels.
Yeah. And then the B plot where Homer is making an internet company.
Landcrest Enterprises.
Mr. Simpson, I didn't get rich by writing checks.
Buy 'em out, boys. Stupid Bill Gates. Oh man, like now going into further deep cuts, like, wow, they look like ants, Bill. They are ants, Michael. They are ants. Crossing the pond over to Family Guy there.
Yeah, man, this could be a Simpsons podcast. This very much could be a Simpsons podcast.
It's already a Futurama podcast.
It is.
This could just be Fox cartoon podcast. Not the Fox cartoons you're thinking of, the actual animated ones.
Yes. Yes, it could.
You're going from crazy like a Fox to crazy like Fox News.
Man, why don't we just do that? There's a baseball segment, and then there's a Simpsons segment.
I see no problem.
I think we're already doing that.
I think we already are doing that with a slight twist. Holy shit, Kobra Kai came back. And they were getting... Did you see it before I do anything?
I have not seen all of it.
Okay. Where are you up to so I know how to modulate?
Episode 4?
Okay.
Yes, episode 4.
All right. So, holy shit, Kobra Kai's back.
Holy shit, Kobra Kai's back. So much fun. I never thought a sequel to The Karate Kid would be so much fun.
I know. And like, usually sequels to The Karate Kid have diminishing returns and then just throw out the source material.
Yeah. I mean, what did they get to? Like The Karate Kid 4, The New Karate Kid?
Oh, yeah, with Hilary Swank, who, honestly, of all the Karate Kid people, she turned out the best somehow.
Yeah. And then there was the reboot with Jackie Chan and Will Smith's kid. There wasn't even karate in it.
It was Kung Fu, which is a great martial art, but they already have a series of Kung Fu movies, and you know exactly which ones I'm talking about.
Kung Fu Hustle?
Kung Fu Panda.
Ooh. Hey, great movies.
Great movies, like stellar voice cast.
Yeah.
Seinfeld Party of 4. It plays the Stork Father.
Yes, he does. Oh man.
And like I remember watching a video on the internet. I just need to figure out his name. Like he's been in like more than 500 movies and TV shows.
Oh man, yeah, no, he does not stop working.
Yeah, and he's in his early 90s at this point. James Hong has like the Guinness Book of World Records for the most like film credits, because he was in Big Trouble in Little China. He was in he was in Mulan. He, again, if we just keep listing all the things he's been in,
this podcast is gonna never end if we just list all the things he's been in.
But yeah, 91 years old, been in just about every single like movie you can think of. He was like multiple voices on Avatar.
All right.
I'm pretty, he just checked off like, okay, let's do a half dozen on Avatar. That'll get me over the record.
That's a way to do it.
But yeah, so again, keep watching Kobra Kai. It gets Kobra Kai-er.
Man, the only thing that I'm concerned about is why is this town so into karate?
It's like why the town in Footloose was so into dancing and John Lithgow. It's like some things you just don't have the answer to. It was the 80s.
Yes, but it's not the 80s anymore there.
I'm pretty sure they biffed their timeline, so it is still the 80s.
It never stopped being the 80s?
It never stopped, never stopping.
Don't stop believing. We're going to get sued by Journey if I keep singing.
Are we, though?
They need money.
Most of the 80s bands need money. Hey, oh shit. Speaking of 80s bands, the lead singer of Twisted Sister, or was it Quiet Riot? Dee Snider.
Dee Snider. Twisted Sister. I saw him live once.
Holy shit, just like on Karate Kid.
Just like on Karate Kid.
Man.
So, the story of how I saw him live.
This I gotta hear because, like, I mean, I've known you for something like 43 years, and this seems out of character and yet in character. Go ahead.
So, he was in town doing the, oh shoot, who is it? He always does the pastiche shows in the British style at Christmas.
Terry Gilliam.
No, but we'll say Terry Gilliam. He was performing in that show. I forget which role. And
Brian.
Yes, fine. The fractured fairy tale minstrel show thing that they do in Toronto. Not minstrel. Minstrel is the wrong word.
I went full Muppet eyes there because I'm like, okay, this is taking a turn.
The fractured fairy tale children's family show that they put on every Christmas in Toronto. And he was one, and they have all kinds of celebrities perform in it every year. He was one of the celebrities who was playing a role in it. Around Christmas, there was a Bare Naked Ladies concert.
Oh, shit.
I went to see the Bare Naked Ladies play at Massey. By the way, awesome show if you ever can see them play at Massey.
Fuck. That is amazing.
I've seen them play Massey twice. By the way, this was a dual ticket. They had Alan Doyle and Bare Naked Ladies.
That is the most Canadian thing I can think of. Also, my aunt produced one of BNL's albums.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So anyway, for the encore number, they did 3 encores. They bring out Dee Snider, and they played the really big Twisted Sister song.
We're not going to take it?
Yeah, we're not going to take it.
Oh. God damn, that is amazing.
Yeah.
Was Stephen Page still with them back then?
No, Stephen Page was long gone at that point.
He needs the money.
he definitely needs money. Yeah, no, this was for I've seen their last 2 tours, their last 2 album tours. So I saw for their pinball themed album.
Pinball Wizard?
Yes, Pinball Wizard. Taryn would be so pissed at me that I can't name their albums.
Ever since I was a young boy, I played the silver ball.
Man, that was such a weird concept album by The Who.
I mean, I listened to that way too young and learned a lot of disturbing things about 1960s England.
Yeah. So they had
Brighton Beach. I can't fucking remember.
They're the same place. And then I saw them again at Massey just before Massey closed, actually, for their most recent album.
Man, what a great fucking venue, eh?
Oh, phenomenal venue. Best place I've ever seen a concert.
Oh, man. Have you just seen Bare Naked Ladies there? Have you seen, like, anyone else perform?
They're the only people I've ever seen perform there. Yes, you want that. I know you want that.
What's he scurrying for?
He's scurrying for his great big moose.
Ooh, nice.
The moose does not like to drink a lot of juice.
You know, you could have let me have the dream.
Well, it's an inanimate object.
Hey, I mean, I've seen Chucky. I know how this shit goes.
Yes. So now that we've talked about concerts we've been to, how did we end up with Dee Snider? Oh, right.
Because he was
Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai. Yes.
Yes.
But yeah, once again, Netflix continues to deliver with a history of swear words with Nicolas Cage.
I didn't even know this was coming out.
And I am so thankful it did, because it is about as stupid and amazing as some of the best Nic Cage movies. That's right, ampersand.
I mean, look, I've just come to expect amazing from Nic Cage at this point. It doesn't matter how dumb it is. It's got Nic Cage in it, so it's amazing.
He starts laughing at his own jokes, like at random intervals. Just, like the intervals are as random as his volume.
Yeah. He just talks at random volumes, at random times.
And he also says the word cat.
Yeah.
That's right, Ampersand. Sarah Silverman is on this show.
He's barking at the... No, I know what it is. We overlook the entrance to the building, and he sees another dog.
Ooh. Keep barking. That's what you should do when you see subsequent other dogs.
You are the alpha dog.
And make sure to pee on things to confirm that.
Just as long as it's not in here.
Well, yeah, pee on things outside.
Yes.
He knows the difference between inside and outside, right?
More or less.
Well, one way to find out.
We are.
But yeah, like a surprisingly like good supporting cast for Nic Cage Talks About Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got musicians, comedians, smart people.
It felt a little like, have you ever seen the documentary The Aristocrats?
But yeah, it definitely had that vibe. It had the Comedy Store vibe too, just with Sarah Silverman and Nikki Glaser being there.
Yeah, it did.
And also Nick Offerman showing up to be Nick Offerman about things.
Nick Offerman elevates the level of anything.
So does Isaiah Whitlock, just doing his classic one-word line. Shit.
Yeah, he's condensed comedy down to one word.
And he goes into the etymology of how he came up with that pronunciation of shit.
Yeah, it's very good.
It's amazing. And yeah, I mean, I spent most of yesterday watching it and zero regrets.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not worth regrets. Nic Cage, see, Siri agrees.
Now we just need the This Is the End disaster artist Nic Cage movie to come out.
Man, we really do. I want a history of Nic Cage movies.
Life is hard, but it does not have to be.
Close.
What's the line again? I can't even remember.
Life is good, but it could be better.
There we go. That's more in keeping with the power of positive thinking. Holy shit. We have a natural segue. Speaking of the DC extended universe, he's back.
Michael Keaton. And not only Michael Keaton is going to be the prime Batman in the DC extended universe, according to reports.
According to reports. This could mean so many different things.
I want Batman Beyond.
I want old man Batman. That like if it's a combination of Batman Beyond and Dark Knight Returns.
Well, like for Dark Knight Returns, it made more sense if it was Keaton to begin with. Batfleck was both too young and too old. He was the wrong age and the wrong level of experience.
Again, like Ben Affleck has lived, so like you could just sort of like add 20 years to Batfleck, and like I'd believe it. I did believe it. I still stand by Batfleck.
Batfleck was a good Batman. Don't get me wrong. He was the wrong Batman for that movie.
Do you go older or younger?
You could go older in a Keaton style to get a Dark Knight Returns style, or you go younger and it's in a I'm new, I don't understand what I'm doing yet. I don't trust anybody. Because
so you're saying that there are no roles for middle-aged white men anymore. Is that what you're saying?
There are no roles for middle-aged white men. See, it would have made sense if they'd have done it like World's Finest.
Oh, love those comics.
Yeah, because it's the beginning of World's Finest where they don't trust each other yet. That makes sense. I think we have to take a pause. This seems like it's a bathroom break.
All right, you do your thing. I will play some commercials.
And we're back. This time skip brought to you by Pastorama. Pastorama, located on the former site of Brooklyn.
Oh, Brooklyn. You ever been to Brooklyn?
No, I've been to New York, but never to Brooklyn.
I've been to like just like the very beginning of Brooklyn. Like I went to Grimaldi's, which is a great pizza place built into the bottom of the Brooklyn Bridge.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and then walked across the bridge back to do other New York things.
As one does.
But yeah, so can't complain. I recommend it. They have pizza there. Like if that's all I know, that's a good thing to know.
It's a good thing to know. New York pizza, good pizza.
Yes. Where do you fall in the deep dish thin crust divide?
Ooh, so Chicago deep dish, it's like eating a pizza casserole.
It is.
You have to be in a real mood for that. And you have to really commit to it because it takes like an hour for them to make it.
Yeah. And then once you have it, it's like you better be ordering the right size or be with enough people. Because like, you know how like cold pizza for breakfast is like one of life's true joys?
Yes.
It's harder to do that in a hotel room with deep dish.
Yeah, it becomes a brick.
I know, like a delicious brick, don't get me wrong.
Yes. But like don't get me wrong, I like me some deep dish, but I think I come down on the thin crust side of the divide. Just because it's a little more versatile.
It is more versatile, it is more portable, like, but again, great deep dish is great deep dish. Oh, all right. Best Thornhill Pizzeria.
Ooh, best Thornhill Pizzeria.
Neither of us live there anymore, so they can't yell at us.
They can't yell at us. Man. Ooh.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, that's like saying best sub place in Cincinnati.
Yeah, I mean, like again, like we grew up in an area with like a surprisingly good number of good pizza places.
Yeah. He's asking to go out again. He just went out.
What else could he possibly do besides, hump a tree?
I don't know. I think he just wants to go and play. Hi.
We need dog subtitles or dog closed.
We do need. One day he'll have a dog translator.
I am curious to see how that turns out, by the way.
Yeah, I'm looking into the cost of the pieces for it. In honor of you, we're going to give it a poop on floor button. I'm not going to teach him how to make it work.
What's this red button? Don't press the red button. Poop on floor. But anyway, back on topic. If your answer isn't a bruzo, then we have some serious issues.
No, bruzo is probably the answer there.
I mean, like perfectly foldable thin crust, like without any loss of moisture.
Yeah. Okay, come on, Anderson. Come on. Whoa!
Oh, shit. I will say, back in the day, my mom got blacklisted from Dante's.
Dante's is good. Dante's went downhill when they got sold.
Yeah, and there was like a whole bunch of like family drama that was like something out of like Shakespeare or a Fellini movie. Either way, it was fun to read about in like the fake mini Thornhill like newsletters.
Yeah, and then he reopened as Pale Eddie's. That was pretty good.
Again, like they always had like a good like crunch.
Yes, they did. And I was partial to their ravioli.
Ooh. Yeah.
Dante's ravioli was good.
It was pillows. Like
yes. Little pillows of pasty. No, don't eat that. I don't know what is up with him this morning.
He wants to poop on the floor and he can't express it.
Yes, he does. Good boy.
Talkative.
Talkative boy. He knows he's on a podcast.
Yeah, no, you got to perform when you're on air.
Yes. He's doing it right next to the microphone, too. He knows where the microphone is.
Smart dog.
Come here, you.
I feel like he's become the Poppy Lebitard of our show.
Yeah. good puppy.
Aw, puppy. Oh,
You don't eat faces.
He just goes right for the nose.
He really does. It's his favorite body part. He's jealous because he doesn't have one.
He has quite the nose.
Yes, but it doesn't stick out like ours.
Right, he has like a snout.
Yes. Uh-oh. This podcast was about to get NC-17 for a sec.
Is there a dog bonner on the screen?
We came very close to it.
Oh, God. Yeah, he's getting frisky.
Go with your moosey. Go with your moose.
What's he gonna do to that moose?
Oh, I know exactly what he's gonna do to that moose.
Make sweet, sweet love to that moose.
Yes.
So I'm guessing is he on the path to the Bob Barker treatment?
Yes, he is. In about 2 months.
We can't say it out loud just because he can hear us.
He can. And Bob Barker would sue us for saying either of those words on the air.
Yes. Come on down. Were those the words?
Yes, those are definitely the words. Let's just say he'll be the next contestant on The Price is Right.
Oh boy.
Ba-ba-ba-ba. Ba-ba-ba-ba.
If we do any more, we'll get sued.
Yes. You know, there was a very successful version of The Price is Right in the Soviet Union. The Price is Left.
Oh, that hit me right in the borscht belt. Oh boy.
Womp womp.
And I say that having freely acknowledged that A Night at the Opera holds up.
A Night at the Opera does hold up.
It really does. Oh, those crafty Marx Brothers. Like the unfunny one, like, didn't need to be in the movies.
Carl?
No, Zeppo.
Oh, yes, him too.
Both Carl and Zeppo could have done their own thing.
Well, I mean, Carl did.
Did he though?
He tried.
I mean, he'd never joined a club that would have him as a member, which was the International Politburo.
He's scurrying.
This podcast has become more about him than it has about us, and our viewers don't necessarily mind.
No, he's cute. He's far better looking than either of us. And remember, if you want to get more, follow him on Instagram. He's & the puppy.
Man, we really need baseball news to start happening again.
I know. Man, if George Springer was, I think it's if either George Springer or Trevor Bauer. If one of them signs, the other one will sign and the dam will break.
And then we can finally talk about baseball because, again, we still don't know what the season is going to look like, where it's going to be played. I mean, as we've seen from several provinces, hockey's going to be playing, but that's an all-Canadian division.
It is. Okay, well, we can talk about hockey and how it impacts baseball. Hockey's put sponsorship everywhere.
Yes, the helmet sponsors.
The helmet sponsors and the division sponsors.
Oh, that's right. The Mass Mutual East Division, buddy.
The Scotia North Division, eh?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Nova Scotia, but not Scotia Bank.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They renamed the Metro. They renamed the Metro Center Scotia Arena. I'm like, it's not that fun.
Wow.
And then the other ones are like, what, Honda and American
Discover?
Family Insurance or something?
Discover Card.
Ooh. Who accepts Discover Card?
It's accepted in 98% of places.
The NHL does, evidently.
Yes.
I mean, granted, everyone's complaining, like, let's go back to the days of the Norris division, the Patrick division. I'm pretty sure most of those guys were racists.
Probably.
Safe bet.
I mean, let's look at who Bobby Orr endorsed for president.
Yeah. God damn it, Bobby.
Way to ruin my childhood, Bobby Orr.
Also, amazingly, he was part of our childhoods.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, I know we're not a hockey podcast, but Patrick Marleau is going to break Gordie Howe's games played record this season.
Good for him. God damn.
Right? That's nuts.
Yeah. And he spent most of his career in relative anonymity in San Jose. Like, he was their only player for a long time. Then they started winning playoff series.
Well, I mean, Joe Thornton.
Oh, yeah, also, yeah. They started winning playoff series. They started losing playoff series. They started changing captains every year. They're so weird but stable franchise.
They started growing beards.
Man, those beards were amazing. And now Joe Thornton's a Maple Leaf because the Leafs are going with their mid-2000s strategy of signing old people.
They're old. They're gritty.
But they're not gritty.
They're not gritty.
Oh, man.
Baseball needs a mascot like Gritty. And they had one. They had Youppi, but then they let the Expos go away.
That's not the San Diego Chicken.
Yeah, they do have the San Diego Chicken. But speaking of the ads on the helmets, do you think we've kind of paved the way for baseball to do that?
Oh, yeah. And baseball's done it, like, when they've gone over to Japan. Like, again, I know it's like it's innocuous, like, to have it on the helmet because you still have, like, the 9 guys in the field with their hats on.
I think that we're going to see them on the hats.
We already have the New Era logo. I mean, it is like a hop, skip, and a jump away.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we have the Maker's Marks already. We have the Maker's Marks everywhere.
Which makes us want to drink Maker's Mark.
It's a good one. I think it's going to happen, and I think it's probably in the near future. I mean, the NBA did it, and the NBA proved it can be innocuous. It can be done rather tastefully.
Or really, like, just, like, sticking out like a sore thumb like some of them were.
Yeah. They've gotten better. They've gotten better since that first season of implementation.
And some like, I know the Utah Jazz, like, their uniform sponsor, like, is actually they're putting their charity on it, which is good.
Yeah.
Is this the Utah episode? Fuck.
Apparently it's the Utah episode. We're gonna call it the Utah episode.
There are no jazz in there's no music in Utah.
There's the Mormon Tabernacle Choir.
Ah, that's right. So again, like, the Utah Choir.
Yeah.
Kind of a decent basketball name, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, you can use the old Baltimore Bullets logo with the hands up for the choir. Like,
yeah, you could.
Granted, we're going for a more Sherman Hemsley type choir than the Mormon choir, but still.
Still, it works.
Choir's a choir.
Choir is a choir.
Shine on me, shine on me, shine on me, shine on me.
Yeah. They really have some names that should just get shuffled around. Like, it should be the Sacramento Grizzlies, the Memphis Kings.
Oh, Memphis Kings would be good.
Like, go with the Elvis imagery.
The Memphis Blues. Memphis
Blues.
Yeah.
If you have the Memphis Kings, you can go with Elvis.
Ooh, that is true.
Thank you very much.
Again, like, the Memphis Berries, just Chuck and Marvin. Yes, I know it's Marvin was fictional.
Marvin Berry.
You know that new sound you're looking for? Oh, man.
You can't prove it didn't happen.
Yeah, because the 1985 timeline skewed off, and now history doesn't make sense. Also, I'm pretty sure Zemeckis just made Back to the Future so he could justifiably say Forrest Gump happened.
Yeah.
All that timeline changing, why not have Tom Hanks appearing throughout history looking for Jen A?
Yeah, why not?
What were we talking about? Basketball? Oh, yeah. The Minnesota Lakers could be a thing again because of all their lakes, don't you know?
One moment, please.
Oh, God.
And we're back. This time, Skip, brought to you by Torgo's Executive Powder. When your toilet smells like feces, sometimes disgusting species, make it a powder with Torgo's.
Oh my God, that's a thing?
That was the jingle in the movie.
That is right. Oh man, those movies, like, hit and miss to the most literal extent. Like,
yeah.
Each movie had great moments and moments where we're like, like, which executives didn't get ground into powder and started meddling with this shit?
Yeah.
All we do is eating crap. It's like being at my mother's.
Yes, but I think we've talked about pop culture enough.
Yes, we have. How's about we do a classic game of the week?
Yes, how's about it? Do you have one in mind?
Yes, I do. I am going with May 29th, 2007, Boston Red Sox, Cleveland. And regular season game ended up being a preview of the eventual ALCS. Red Sox win this one 4-2. Notable moment in the 6th inning, Kevin Youkilis with an inside the park home run.
That's a pretty good one.
Right? I mean, like, Youkilis, like, this was the year he had that 23-game hitting streak, the longest of his career. And this is when, like, Youkilis became Uke. Because, like, he'd been with the Sox since 2004, like, in, like a bench role. But this was the year where he consistently became the guy at first base. And, yeah, I mean, any excuse I can get to talk about Youkilis and his, Red Sox bona fides, I will. Also, Bobby Valentine, if you're watching this, fuck you.
Yeah, that's a fair one. Fuck Bobby Valentine.
Oh, man. But yeah, like I had to pull up like the stats for the dates because like I remember seeing this guy with the greatest goatee like barreling around the bases. I'm like, shit, what day was that? And I'm getting nostalgic looking at the lineup for that day. Like I remember Julio Lugo threw me a ball a couple years after that. Like,
that's pretty cool.
It was a life highlight for sure. I mean, Coco Crisp, my mom's favorite Red Sox player other than David Ortiz. Youkilis, Manny, JD Drew. Like before there was a Steven Drew, there was a JD Drew.
Yeah.
Mike Lowell, like the World Series MVP on multiple occasions, I think, Mike Lowell.
I believe so.
Like, I know he won for sure with Florida, or I think Beckett was the MVP.
No, Beckett was the MVP with Florida.
But both Beckett and I love that trade for the Red Sox. It's like, okay, fine, you can have Beckett, but we're throwing in Mike Lowell just because. And it's like, fuck you, Marlins.
Yeah.
Of course, you got Tech behind the plate, Willie Mopena, underappreciated in Red Sox lore, and their number 9 hitter that day, Dustin Pedroia. This was rookie Pedroia.
Rookie of the year Pedroia.
Yeah, man, he was such a fun ball player.
Has he officially retired yet, I think? Or is he still hanging around?
He's still hanging around. Like he just hasn't been able to bounce back from like multiple knee surgeries. Like they've used everything.
Knee surgeries. He had the wrist surgeries.
Yeah. Like, again, you saw the way he played. No shit, he's going to need every single ligament replaced.
Yeah.
He's definitely like up there with the all-time like great Red Sox infielders. But yeah, I mean, and even looking at the Cleveland team, like there's some names that like neither of us have thought of in a while. And then, there's Johnny Peralta, the ageless wonder.
Johnny.
Also, Victor Martinez, one-time Red Sox, Josh Barfield, the progeny of Jesse Barfield.
He hung around for a while. He played for the Jays eventually.
Yeah, I mean, like, credit where it's due. Guy had a solid major league career. Like, he played in the majors. That's more than we did.
That's more than we did. That's more than a lot of people did.
That is true. Also, just looking at the Red Sox bullpen that day, Hideki Okajima, the head-turning wonder, got the save that day. Amazingly, he turned out better than Daisuke.
Yeah, Daisuke had a couple of good seasons and then really fell off.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's coaching in Japan now, or even playing in Japan. I can't remember because he's still a young dude.
He is, and you know what? He made a lot of money from his few seasons with the Red Sox, so he can do whatever he wants now.
Absolutely.
So for my classic game, in honor of Hank Aaron getting the vaccine, I turned the clock way back to April 8th of 1974. Hank breaks the record.
Oh, man. That, I've gone back and watched, like, footage of that at bat and of that game overall, and Joe Poznanski did, like, a great oral history of that moment. Holy shit. Like, it was insane.
Yeah, it really was.
And it's like, it's hard not to imagine like this shot of, Aaron rounding the bases and people just coming up to him, shaking his hand because back then high fives were illegal.
Yeah. I mean, who'd have thought back then? And like now the security was so lax considering he's a black man in the South during a pretty racially charged time.
You mean all of American history?
Yeah, but especially then.
Oh, fuck, the 70s, man. Like, Yeah, like, again, like the fact that rushing the field is still a thing, it boggles my mind.
Yeah.
It's like, have we not learned anything?
Apparently not.
I mean, granted, I prefer that to the alternative, what they had in England for a long time, which was the fencing.
Caging, yeah.
And like it only ended badly because of that shit. Like,
yeah. At least well, I mean, they do have the fencing now. It's just mesh.
Yeah, I mean, yes, there's safety benefits, but the fact that like I need to adjust my eyes for a half second, it's illegal. It's wrong. It's a violation of our. I'm just fucking kidding.
Yeah, that was a great game, and of course, because it was against the Dodgers, we get the marvelous Vin Scully having a call on it.
Oh man, I mean, like sad news on the Vin Scully front. His wife recently passed away. Which
yes, very sad news. They've been married for something like 70 years.
That doesn't surprise me, considering he's in his 90s.
Yeah.
No, like from everything that's been posted about her, just yeah, no, it seemed like a really nice lady.
Do you have a Futurama episode of the week?
I do. I'm going with Zapp Dingbat.
Ooh.
Yeah, later seasons. It's a good Morris and Munda episode where they split up and Munda starts dating Zapp, leading to the famous line, "Sex with Zapp! Sex with Zapp!" And of course, Morris starts surfing the sewers of the world.
Very good.
Kakarines, the shark people.
Yeah. I've chosen a late season episode as well. The Mutants are revolting.
It works on several levels.
It does. In which Leela leads an army of underground mutants in a rebellion against the surface.
Is that the episode with the land Titanic?
Yes, I believe that is the episode with the land Titanic.
The largest land-faring boat to ever sink on 72nd Street.
And in the end, it results in the sewer mutants not being banned from the surface world anymore.
Yay, mutant equality. The sewer mutants. Again, they created like an amazing universe that Fox subsequently ruined.
They really did. They really did.
Stupid Fox. And with that, I think we need to attend to our various and sundry dogs.
Yes, I believe so. So, just a reminder, you can follow us on the various social medias. We're at TWI Blernsball on Twitter and Instagram. We're This Week in Blernsball on Facebook and YouTube. If you want to watch the visual part of this, where there are some visual gags, you can watch us on YouTube now. You can email the podcast. We're twiblurnsball@gmail.com. If you want to follow Ben or myself on Twitter or Instagram, I'm at JMS Morris. Ben is at Benjamin K. Bloom. And don't forget to follow Ampersand. He's Ampersand the Puppy on Instagram. He's far cuter and more entertaining than both of us, and he posts more frequently.
And he also poops on floors and bites noses, which neither of us are allowed to do anymore.
No, neither of us are allowed to do that anymore. I try and, out a woman as a witch, and all I get asked to do is, "Sir, please leave this Home Depot."
What?
It's a joke from a webcomic.
I would hope so. Wait, Cyanide and Happiness?
SMBC.
I believe you.
Yes.
I think. And
he poops on the floor and it's cute. I poop on the floor and it's, "Sir, please leave this Home Depot."
For once, I want someone to say "sir" without following it up with "you're making a scene." Oh, man. And I think that's it for the week. What's our sign-off line again?
For all of us here at This Week in Blernsball, I'm Jacob Morris.
I'm Ben Bloom. Thank you so much for joining us.
Farewell from the world of tomorrow. Coming up next week on This Week in Blernsball. No, don't do it.
No,
Don't
no,
put it on
no,
no.
don't put it on the floor. No, drop it. Drop. No, don't drop it. Don't drop that.
What have you done? Ah, no.